Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, for both the prosecution and the defense, we will be limiting this to 15 minutes per witness. 7 for the party calling the witness, and 7 for the party cross-examining. Mr. Prosecutor, you may call your witness.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
No. Together, add them together.
15 and 15, so 30.
Right.
Okay. Sorry, 30 minutes cross-examination. 30 minutes questioning. Very well.
Sure.
I find this highly irregular, Your Honor.
You know, nothing about this is regular.
Yeah.
Sounds like the prosecutor's been drinking.
Mr. Prosecutor, you may call your first witness and silence in the peanut gallery, or I'll have you jailed on contempt.
Oof.
I believe my first witness is going to be Mr. Deacon St. John, but I don't know where he is.
He's in the first row, I believe.
I
Mr.
can't
St.
throw-
John, if you'll take the box to my left. And let me know when you're there, because I seem to be having some vision problems this evening.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, nope.
Deputy Lax, if you'd swear in the witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Sir, would you raise your right hand if you would? Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, you may be seated.
Very well, prosecution, you may begin your questioning.
Very well. Mr. St. John,
Yes, sir.
in your own words, would you like to describe to me the events of Monday night when you were attacked?
Yes, sir. So I was up at the cemetery, northern Los Santos, and I got a call from one Mudbone Jones saying to meet him down at a Italian sushi or seafood restaurant. I believe that is at 328. As I got down there, he pulls in a marked Crown Vic. We talk. He says that radio's going crazy in his head, so he's fixing that. We started talking. He didn't really want to talk much because he was he thought I was wired. So I went over to my vehicle, proved that I wasn't in a wire, and that's when I got tased and threw in handcuffs. He then threw me in the back of his police car, drove me over to the inlet there at 310, tossed me over the railing, walked me down to the water, and shot me twice. From there, I was in and out of consciousness. Next thing I know is I'm at CLS, and wake up whenever you and Casey Law show up.
Sergeant Andreas.
Yeah, sorry, Sergeant Andreas and Casey Law show up.
Okay. Why were you, you said Mudbone called you, or you called Mudbone? Apologies.
Mudbone called me. I sent him a text earlier tonight saying I needed to talk.
And what did you want to talk to him about?
The statement that he made to me at Mission Row about him knowing what I did.
I see. Why did you feel you needed to talk to Mr. Jones about that?
We have a strange past, and we normally talk it out, and it ends in gunshots. Well, I had the text I had sent him saying that I wanted to talk to him, no guns. I didn't have any pistols on me, and there was, so I thought we was going to do a gentleman's agreement, and I just wanted to talk to him and find out everything about what he meant that he knows what I did, and I don't think I ever found that out.
Because you were attacked?
Yes.
Okay, before you had a chance to talk about it.
Yeah, the only thing I really asked him about was him being something that Ed said, that Ed thinks that he's Tyrone's father.
Okay. So, you still, what was your reason for wanting to talk to him about his statement? What did you think you needed to clear up, Mr. St. John?
I just wanted to know what he meant by it, because it was very, the tone he said it in was very ominous.
Okay. I see. So, I'm gonna go over this one more time. Please do correct me if I'm mistaken at all. You texted Mudbone Jones after your encounter at Mission Row, saying you wanted to meet, which is apparently a thing you've done in the past.
Yes, sir.
He called you and told you to meet him at, did you say 382 or 328?
328 Gomer Street.
Okay, which is it called La Spada? Something like that.
I believe so. He just said Italian seafood.
Okay. So you pulled up in the parking lot. You had a brief discussion. Were you asked about a wire, or did you proffer that you weren't wearing one?
He said, I want to recall that he said that, how do I know you're not wearing a wire?
Okay. So then you attempted to prove that you weren't,
Yes.
and you were tased.
Yes.
After being tased, you were handcuffed,
Correct.
placed in the back of the police vehicle that Mr. Jones had driven there,
Correct.
driven down to 310 Bay City Avenue,
Yep.
thrown over the railing, and then shot.
Yes.
Okay. And you positively remember who your attacker was.
Yes, I do.
And just for the benefit of the ladies and gentlemen in the jury, can you name that person?
Yeah, that would be one Mudbone Jones.
Thank you, Mr. St. John. Your Honor, I have nothing further.
Defense.
You can't raise your right arm, though.
Defense, you may cross-examine.
What? 1 second, Your Honor.
Very well. Do you need a recess or? Officer in the back of the courtroom. Phones are not permitted to be used in this courtroom during court.
Got him.
It's
Peanut
going,
gallery,
Josh.
as I've instructed prior, you are to remain silent unless addressed.
Mr. St. John, you've testified that you wanted to meet Mr. Jones at a location to discuss his statement that you found ominous.
Correct.
Okay. And why would you want to meet with somebody in person that that sounded ominous?
I don't like talking over phones to people. I'm very weary when it comes to cell phones and uses of them.
And is it true that the last time you had a meeting with Mr. Jones where you wanted to talk about statements, you ended up shooting Mr. Jones?
Objection, Your Honor. It's not relevant to this case.
Defense, how are you gonna want to say it's relevant?
It shows to motive, and that Mr. Jones had cause to feel that Mr. St. John was attempting to ambush him again.
Objection. Did that not occur afterwards?
I'm trying to establish a history, Your Honor.
Objection overruled. You may continue, counsel.
Can you repeat the question?
Is it not true that the last time you met with my client, Mr. Jones, you opened fire on him when you just wanted to talk?
No, I've met with him multiple times and no gunshots have rung out. There have
You're a
been.
goddamn liar, St. John.
Mr. Jones, you will remain silent unless you are on the stand.
Sorry, Honor.
I believe the court has record of Mr. St. John opening fire on Mr. Jones up at, I believe it was the Vinewood Bowl.
Let me just pull that
Well,
up and see.
hold on. To be precise, he said the last time I met with Mudbone, which the last time I met with him, you can see on my record that I had a ticket from him when I got pulled over.
I said met, not encountered.
Counsel, if you'd like to rephrase your question to the witness.
I believe I phrased it correctly, but I'll go ahead. I'll put it as, you asked for a meeting with Mr. Jones to discuss things at the Vinewood Bowl. Did you not open fire on him?
At that time, yes, but we've also met previously before that, where I was.
The witness has answered the question. He will not expand his testimony.
And since this, you have, of course, attempted to assassinate my client.
Objection, Your Honor. That's not relevant.
It
It
shows
occurred
history.
after the alleged offense we're here to talk about.
It shows that this is an ongoing event of my client has been attacked multiple times by a known felon. And in multiple encounters, he has both shot and, and attempted.
Counsel, is your intent to call into question the
credibility of
credibility
Mr.
of
St.
the
John?
witness?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I believe you'll want to make a motion to assume the witness as hostile and then proceed with your questioning.
He hasn't made any statements that are hostile at the time. He's just not answering the questions.
No, I'm answering your questions. You're just phrasing them differently.
Then, yes, sir, I want to have him considered a hostile witness.
Very well. Continue. Objection overruled.
Mr. St. John, on multiple occasions, you have attempted to kill my client. On multiple occasions, you have violently assaulted my client. There is ample evidence that my client was concerned for his safety when he arrived
Counsel,
to speak with you.
if you're going to ask a question, ask it. You're not to testify.
What was your intention in meeting with my client on that day?
To talk to him about what happened with Ed and see what his statement was of, I know what you did.
Why?
Because I want to know what Ed told him and why why he came up to me aggressively, said, I know what you did, and left and stormed off.
You were concerned that my client was upset with you.
Counsel, just be advised you are approaching the time limit.
Yeah, I want to know why he was so aggressive when I had done nothing of that day. Actually, shit, almost a whole month of not attacking him or even talking to him. And out of nowhere, he becomes aggressive with me and just storms off instead of, talking like a man and not acting like a child.
Counsel, I'll allow one more question, then we'll reach time.
I have no further questions for him, Your Honor. He's obviously
Objection.
can-
The defense does not need to speculate.
Sustained. The jury will disregard the defense counsel's last statement.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mr. St. John, thank you for your time. You are excused.
Yep.
Defense, I believe the next witness is yours.
Give me the solution. I should've just told you.